Smells like 4 championships, 8 NBA All-Star appearances, 2-time league MVP, 1-time unanimous, and 1 NBA Finals MVP. You can accomplish a lot within the lifespan of 10 signature sneakers. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these bad boys right here. This, my friends, is Stephen Curry's 10th signature sneaker, the Curry 10. So we are 3 sneakers in since Curry launched the Curry brand. Again, this is the Curry 10s. It basically takes what they've built with the Curry 8s and they just kind of like fine tune it every single year. They started with the 8, they did it with the 9. Obviously now we're here with the 10. This guy right here feels like the most refined version of the 3. So if you like the previous 2 models, you will probably love these. These were sent over by the good folks over at Under Armour and the Curry brand. So we greatly appreciate everybody over there. They did send 2 pairs. One of them never made it here. Just disappeared, so thank you, FedEx. You guys are awesome.
Good one.
Now, first things first, we do have the continuation of the Flow midsole and outsole. So what that means is that the entire tooling setup is one piece of foam. It's also the traction as well. So there's no rubber on here, which reduces weight by quite a bit. We've talked about this previously in previous videos, but usually one of the main ways that brands like to cut out weight from their basketball shoes or just from shoes in general is by making the traction as thin as possible. Now, with these not having any rubber on there, they don't have to do that. They're able to give you plenty of traction all over the place. For whatever reason, this foam stuff just sticks like glue. Is it GOAT level traction? I would say yes, under one caveat: just be careful with dust. That's my only thing. Sometimes when I play on a really crappy floor, like, it just doesn't work. That is with most shoes, I do know that. It's just a little bit more apparent when you don't have any rubber on there. But outside of that, I've never had a problem with these indoors or outdoors. I think that they're awesome. And yeah, I just really love the way that everything works, the way that everything feels. Speaking of feel, they do feel very similar to the past 2 models. So what you are getting here is not a bouncy ride. It's a little bit more of a firm setup, so tons of stability. However, that allows you to get a lot of court feel out of the shoe. I love the wide stable base on top of that. So if you're a shooter or just somebody that loves stability, like, Curry shoes are usually some of the best for that. Stability is a real key component to when you are actually shooting. So I'm not saying that that is why he gets so many buckets, because I mean, he's one of the greatest shooters of all time. I'm just saying that I notice the difference when I'm wearing something like this versus something a lot more narrow, like say the KD 15s. Not that the KDs are bad, those are awesome, but so are these.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Now, what they've been doing with the Flow tooling is changing the visuals up a little bit. That's where I think that they could do a little bit better. While this particular pair looks fantastic, I'm a sucker for splatter print, so this right here just really tickles my fancy. But the Flow technology does look the same in almost every shoe. I do know that they're slightly tweaked with the design. I think it was last year they had this little piece right here colored at the forefoot, whereas the 8s, it was just a full-on like white Flow midsole with the top line. Obviously, again, we got a little bit more color here, but I do think that they should work on redesigning just a little bit, just so that there's not so much redundancy, especially since this is the 3rd iteration of this and they all do look very similar. I think that by the time we see the 11s, things should be just a little bit different, a little bit more special. 10 signature shoes is no easy feat, but we all know how special the 11th one is, don't we?
Yep, yep, yep.
Now, the materials are a continuation of the Curry 9's materials. So we have Warp 2.0. Basically, it looks very similar. It feels very similar. There's a couple of extra support features, which are actually outlined within the colorway itself. So you can see where these lines are at the toe and the heel. They're on both the medial and lateral side. And those are just extra zones to show you where the lockdown is featured. So you got 4-foot lockdown right here, which is great for 4-foot heavy players, shifty players, players that are constantly on their toes. But lockdown is really important in the heel and everything, and that's where the other lines are pointing towards. So you get drawn into the back of the shoe. That's true support for the ankle. There's no such thing as real ankle support in footwear. That's just a marketing term that people use so that they can start selling high tops, because at the time, low tops were the thing. speaking of support, in addition to the lockdown right there, we do have a really beefy heel counter right here. This is something that I actually could not see in images. I just didn't even notice it. It blended completely into the upper and everything, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on your perspective. I personally think that it looks way better in person. Like the whole shoe just looks amazing in hand. They look very much like the Curry 9s in images. So I was just kind of like initially unimpressed with the shoe, although I know that it would perform. But again, seeing them in hand, like this heel counter right here is awesome. It's a molded Curry logo right there. It even comes off the heel counter just a little bit, so it's almost like a 3D logo. I just really like it. It's something, again, that you can't see in images. You really have to have these in hand to be able to see some of the details. And again, depending on your perspective, that could be a good or a bad thing. There's always those hidden details that you'll find in a lot of signature shoes. But that's just one where, like, as soon as I opened the box, I was like, whoa. These look way cooler than any promo picture I've seen so far, and it was just fresh out of the package. Another cool detail is right here at the top of the tongue. We've got I want to call it a lace dubray, but I don't really know what these things are called, but basically it's an X. It's for the 10. We saw something similar with the LeBron 20 where there was a double X there. It is on both shoes. Something weird to know, I don't know if this is going to be on retail pairs, but I don't know what the hell this is. It's attached to the shoe. I don't know what it's for. It looks very similar to the stuff that Nike's been putting underneath their sizing labels on the boxes so that they can track like who's selling things before release dates.
It looks like what they put in DVDs so that you don't steal them.
Yeah, but I just don't know why it's here. Like, why would that be on this?
Because your first pair went missing. They want to make sure that one's arrived.
Hey, if that was on the first pair, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, outside of that, like, what is the use of that? Like, I don't know. I would love to know. I thought that at first it was maybe something I can scan, like a QR code or something like that with my phone, but there isn't one. So it would be neat to know what that is. Maybe it's just something that just happened to be on my pair. I really am not sure. But either way, it was there. Thought it was strange. The insole, I cannot take out because it's heavily glued in there, but it's a yellow ortholite. It is removable if you have some patience. I just don't, at least not today. Now behind the tongue, it features a patch. It says iron sharpens iron. If you're a big Curry fan, you already know what that's all about. He's had plenty of colorways and plenty of signature shoes that are based on that whole mantra. However, I cannot help but see this and just be like, yo, this is the We Believe colorway, and that's just what it is. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. I will say that it feels like they tweaked something because they don't feel quite as short as the Curry 9s. So what I would personally recommend is just going true to size. You should be good to go. If you do wear an ankle brace or you have orthotics or anything like that, bring them with you to the store if you're an in-store shopper. Usually with an ankle brace, you would want to go up half a size. Orthotics, you usually just take out the insole and swap it out. So that's normally like a true to size thing, unless you have a heel lift, and then that can mess things up. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support. If you are interested in the Curry 10s, let us know down below in the comment section. We would love to hear from you guys. If you played in the Curry 9s and the Curry 8s, again, let everybody know what you think about the flow technology underfoot. Is it some of the greatest traction of all time, or is it just close enough? But again, thank you guys so much for being here. We will catch you on the next one. Until then, have a good one. Oh, and stay tuned for the performance review, of course. Jackson's already started, so stay tuned.
And make sure you go check out our other channel.
Oh yeah, we have a brand new channel, WearTesters en Espanol. Did I say N twice?
You might have.
My bad. But yeah, if you wanted any of our videos like completely dubbed in Spanish, then go for it. It's awesome, and it's growing faster than I would have ever have thought. So maybe we will continue to do this in other languages and other countries as well. Let us know which country you're from and if you would like something like that, because we can take care of it eventually.
And go check out that Sense merch. I'm just gonna add all the things at the end here.
Hey, shameless plug all day.